On September 30th and October 1st, we will be holding with our Potomac partners, which is Cedar Lane UU Congregation in Bethesda and River Road UU Congregation in Bethesda, a banned book festival named Unstoppable Stories. The reason we are holding this banned book festival is not just because of the very obvious issues with banning books in today's world, but because as Unitarian Universalists, we are looking to try to be an inclusive faith tradition that centers love, that has acceptance and inclusion as one of our main values, that thinks that people need to hear ideas of difference, especially those from traditionally marginalized communities and communities that are currently being targeted by conservative politics and religions to be marginalized even further.
So many ways that hate is permeating in our culture right now. And one of the ways that it's manifesting is through banning books and censoring our voices and our stories. Now, you may know that Unitarian Universalists, we have a rich and a living tradition, and our stories are so important. Sharing those stories from generation to generation is so important. Sharing stories, lifting up one another's voices, and not letting things get lost in our culture is a part of uplifting our culture, expanding our culture, and being truly inclusive of all of the people around us who make up this culture. Banning books, banning voices, banning experiences will never work, and it never has. And I'm proud to be a part of a living tradition that affirms that as true.
It is so important for us to do this work around banned books, because not only does our faith tradition promote the free and responsible search for truth and meaning, but we also honor words and deeds of prophetic people that challenge us to confront powers and structures of evil with justice, compassion, and the transformative power of love. We can do that together, and we can do that with unstoppable stories.
As an educator, I know that culturally responsive teaching is the only way to serve all the children that are in our public schools and who patronize our libraries. And so people need to see characters in books that look like them, that act like them, that talk like them, and that have similar family constellations to what they have at home. So in order for teachers to teach effectively and librarians to serve their patrons, they need access to the tools that are going to teach them the best. And that's why we need to allow all types of books with all types of people in them in our schools and our libraries.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just here with my e-reader, which is loaded full not only with a whole bunch of nerdy science fiction and fantasy, but also the kind of important books that are most at risk in our public schools and libraries in this country today. Books like Ta-Nehisi Coates' Between the World and Me, that points the way toward a more just future for our children. Books that celebrate our diversity, honor our differences. And that's why DC's own banned book festival, Unstoppable Stories, is so important. I hope you'll join me on September 30th and October 1st for exactly that essential work. But for now, I have books to read.
This current wave of hate-centered censorship and book bans predominantly target LGBTQIA+ people and people of color. It threatens to leave generations of students dangerously uninformed about the world in which they live in and all the rich diversity that our world contains. It promotes an entrenched monocultural worldview and undermines our commitment to democracy and pluralism. We hope the festival can be a safe space where people feel seen and connected to each other, where people find a sense of power in that connection, and together rise up against this current wave of fascism and religious nationalism, and together witness for justice, equity, freedom, and liberation. Come, join us.